Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be talking about the Sullivans, and we're going to be going over Zoe Sullivan's Patreon again. We like to do this primarily because it costs me £6 a month and I keep forgetting to cancel, so you know, I may as well try and recoup a little bit of that back, right? So we're going to have a look at the Patreon, see what they're up to over on there, what Zoe's wittering about. She's always talking about something, you know, nobody actually listens to her anymore, but I am here to listen to you, Zoe, if nobody else does. Zoe's most recent post on Patreon, where people are dwindling by the day. It was 19th of October, and she's posted this: I must not argue with people on the internet, I must not argue with people on the internet, etc, etc. Note to self, I must not argue with people on the internet. Laughing. Yep. Good plan, Zoe, good plan. This week has seen a lot, and I mean a lot, of comments that have made me have to bite my tongue, especially on my Cook With Me reels. I have been well behaved and not argued with people. Well, maybe a couple, but not many. In my defense, when you have heard, that's not how you make a proper tatty soup. See, when I first read that, I thought it said tattle soup. I thought, what the fuck's a tattle soup? Anyway, a tatty soup, which is potatoes. Or, how is that going to feed all those people at least 40 times? It does make you start grinding your teeth a little. Do you even get 40 messages on your posts? Anyway. I thought I would share some more pictures of our trip to Landmark this week. Ooh, it's exciting. There you go, to Landmark again. Bloody hell. See, I don't watch their videos every day, right? And, but yeah, they seem to go to Landmark all the time. It doesn't even, is it that exciting? Is it? I mean, once you've been there once, I don't know. Anyway, they had a fab day, as usual, and the kids thoroughly enjoyed all the spooky surprises around the park for Spookfest. We would normally have gone down for the foam day in October and the final weekend of the summer opening hours, which is coming this coming weekend, but Olivia is off to a dance festival down in Aviemore. Is that not up in Aviemore? I feel like it would be up, but then again, I'm not too sure. Around there, I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, Elizabeth and Ben are off to Dundee Uni on Saturday for an open day, and Isabel was supposed to be going to a concert on Sunday, so we went this week instead. But Olivia is off to a dance festival. Does that mean that you can't go out because she's going to a festival? Surely, unless you're going with her, right, you can go out. No? I understand if Ben's going with Elizabeth to the open day at the uni, you know. But also, Isabel was supposed to be going to a concert on Sunday. But again, like, you know, she can go to the concert. You don't have to hold her hand, surely. She's old enough to go on her own. I presume she is going on her own, but that doesn't mean that you can't go out for the day because your older kids are off out doing all sorts of things. They don't actually have to go with you, do they? I'm sure they would welcome a day not at a child's like adventure, whatever the fuck it is, you know, Landmark. I'm sure they would welcome not having to go and look after the little kids on this occasion. That sort of leads me to the next part of what I want to talk about, which is how hard it is watching your children get let down by friends. It's so hard and it affects each of them differently. I feel lucky that I know them all well enough to know how it affects each of them, and that I can help in whichever way I can, or just be there to offer some words or advice, but it doesn't make it any easier. What happened? What happened? What do you mean let down by friends? You can't start a story and then just not tell us the rest of it. It's kind of piqued my interest a little bit, right? I know how older children. No, I know how loyal my older children are. Not saying that the younger ones aren't, of course, but they are younger, so it's different. We will have it all to come with them in years to come as well, I'm sure. I know how much they think of others and how caring they are. So it is really awful watching them get hurt. Right. One of the main things that people question us on when we say we home educate is, but how will they socialize? Or what about friends? The fact is, they socialize with all manner of people, or all manner of different people, all the time, not just people in their own age range. Some people, sorry, I'm getting Ingham vibes from this. This comment is enraging me a little bit. So calm down, Dougal, calm down. Some people have a real issue with our children being so close to each other. They say they need to have friends outside the family, which they do, to be fair. I don't have an issue with your kids being close with each other. I think that's nice, that's ideal, but it shouldn't be their only friends is I think the point. Firstly, they do have friends and mix with people outside the family. They may not go to school, but they do have clubs and they meet people out and about all the time. What do you mean meet people out and about? Are these friends? The problem is, right, I know we never see friends. Not that I expect you to film them, but you never see friends come to the house, right? With 12 children, you'd expect your house to be like, I don't know, what's a busy place? Spaghetti Junction? No? Is that the term now? Anyway. Yeah, you'd expect people to be there all the time. You'd expect your house to be rammed full of people. Rammed, right? I remember when I was younger, and I was one of four, so there was like four of us, and our house was always full of kids coming and going, right? Because we all had friends. Each of us had friends over a lot of the time. Your house doesn't seem to be like that. I find it quite weird and odd. You're odd. I just find it strange that you don't have people. The kids don't have friends over. I'm not encouraging you to film them, but you never say, oh, such and such has got some friends over today, or you don't hear kids upstairs playing and making lots of noise like they should be, or out in the garden playing with their friends. So you don't see or hear any of that, which is very strange given you have 12 kids. We were at Landmark for approximately 10 minutes and the little ones had already made friends and were happily playing. See, that's an issue. These are not friends, right? Friends are... Right, I get when they're young, you can call them making friends, right? You can say that. But which kids are we talking about here? These are not like going to be friends that they're going to... meet ever again. They're just people that they play with for like a few minutes. They have no preconceptions of who they should and shouldn't be playing with or how they should be playing, so they happily join in and mix with others in all sorts of situations. They are friendly, they are welcoming, and they are all pretty awesome in my opinion. Well, that's fine. It is fine, but that's not the only thing they should be doing. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be mixing with others. You know, it's good that they do that. The preconceptions of who they should and shouldn't be playing with kind of sounds like a dig at the school system, perhaps. Maybe I'm wrong. Secondly, what is wrong with being best friends with your siblings? I love the fact that our children are so close, and I love the fact that the older ones have stayed close and they all look out for each other all the time. They are all different, but they all consider each other's feelings. They all have different things that they bond over. Well, that's nice. That's nice. I'm not saying your kids shouldn't be friends with each other, right? We have always instilled in the children how important family is and how important your siblings are. You may be lucky enough to have one or two really, really good friends that you go through life with. Others will come and go at different stages in your life, but your family and siblings will always be there. Isn't that adorable? I have always said that they are each other's greatest advocates and best supporters. Plus, no one can quite take the piss out of you or wind you up as much as a sibling and then be best friends again in 10 minutes later. Really? So that was Zoe's post over there on Patreon, and after that little post, she had two replies on her Patreon there, basically both saying love this or love to you or something like that, love something or other, right? Nothing of any substance whatsoever. It's almost as if nobody's listening to you anymore, Zoe. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad tidings, but it's actually true. Should the kids have friends? Yes, the kids should have friends. There should be lots of friends coming and going at all times of the day. You know, probably more so now that the kids are homeschooled. There's no restrictions on times, is there? You know, maybe you could get some fellow homeschooled kids and they could come over. Or maybe they could study together. Do the kids go to any study groups or anything like that? Is that a thing? I know some places they do like homeschool clubs or stuff like that anyway, but yeah, you just don't see any sign of kids friends and things like that. I know some of the older ones have friends because they went to school and they kept friends, but the younger ones don't appear to ever go out. They don't appear to ever have friends over. It's just a little bit sad, if you ask me. Anyway, not passing judgment, Zoe. I'm not, honestly. You can do you, and your family are lovely, right? But I thought I would just give my perspective. I just wanted to show people what you were posting on Patreon, really. It was potluck by whatever it was that you felt necessary to post, you know. Anyway, also, by the way, Zoe, I haven't seen a podcast over there on your Patreon for quite some time. Have you stopped doing those? Have you? Anyway, if you have appreciated this video, please give it a massive thumbs up. Comment all of your thoughts about it down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. I know there's some Sullivan fans out there, or ex-Sullivan fans, that might appreciate my content. Thank you all so much. Have a lovely day. Take care of yourselves and bye-bye.